Hello, welcome back to Mindset Monday. This is Coach Connie, and I have to apologize that I wasn't here last week, but just like I teach you, when life knocks you down, it's not the most important thing is that you don't stay down, you bounce back up. So here we are, and we're going at it. So put all the distractions away, and today we're going to go over attitude, energy, and pre-game rituals. So first, I'm sure that you've heard the word attitude. Attitude is what you see. So when you come into practice or a game, you can see your attitude with your eyes. If you're happy, what happens? Your shoulders are back. You got a smile on your face. You're peppy. You're high-fiving your team from the stands. That kid has a good attitude. He's Mr. Team. He has good attitude. You come into practice or a game and you're depressed or with a bad attitude, what happens? Your shoulders are down, your head's down, you're like this, you're just going through the motions. And people can see that too, so they're like, what's wrong with that kid? Why is he even playing today if that's his attitude? We can see that. Energy, or another term, your vibe, is what is the invisible. Attitude is the visible, and energy is the invisible. So with the same energy, you ever walk into a room, or no, you're sitting in a room and someone walks into a room, doesn't say anything, but you can either feel energized and you're like, oh yeah, that kid's here, or you can feel like, oh, I'm getting out of here. You just feel an energy shift in the room. That is the invisible, and you also carry that whether you know it or not. So you can't, energy doesn't lie. So you can't you can try to come and go, hey, but you have a dark energy. When energy is so dark, it's like you could cut it with a knife. So I tell my children, and I am self-aware. So if they have a bad day at school and they come in and my daughter's flying off the handle, and I'll say, check your energy at the door because I don't want to hear it. And sometimes, work, school, practice, games, whatever, you get down. But you gotta start at your age to be self-aware of what you're bringing to the table, what you're bringing to practice, what you're bringing through the door. Attitude is everything. And I will tell you this, and I'm sure your parents will vouch for that. I don't care how much skill you have. If your attitude stinks, you're not making teams. Because that becomes the bad apple. And one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. And that's another thing. I want you to start being aware of that. Even in the classroom, if there's one kid acting up, what's it do? It disrupts the whole classroom. And now your teacher is stopping her teaching or his teaching to deal with one kid. It's the same on the court. You bring this attitude, this bad attitude to the court, your coach is like, what's going on? So I want you to be aware of your attitude. And I read a quote. It said something about, it said, attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere if you don't change it. So that was a quote, but I like that if you put a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere unless you change it. So again, like I said, I don't care how many shots you can make, what your skill set is. If a coach sees your bad attitude, you're not making the team. No one is putting up with bad attitudes. I'm just forewarning you. Again, back to energy. What energy do you bring to the court, to the classroom, to your family? Okay, you guys have been playing for how many years together now? You know why you're starting to win? This season looks a lot different than last season because of your energy. It's also called team chemistry. You've now played together that Hunter knows Rocky and Rocky knows Jameson, and you just know your moves, and Artie knows Chandler. You just know your moves. So if you see someone driving down the court, what they normally do. They'll pass or whatever. So you have a team chemistry going on, and that is your energy. So keep that up. And Also, like I said, I know you guys aren't all in the same schools together, but whenever you can be together, be together. You're a team. You're not a team just on the court. You're a team off the court. You are this. We are all the 6th grade travel team family. So even like the parents, I mean, we have our own energy. We get together and we cheer for you guys. I mean, I've never been a part of like a good energy athletic family. Like, and I think we're all coming together, and that's why you're starting to see W's on your schedule. As I hope you're putting on your schedule. I told you before, next to the game, you put your L's or your W's. So those W's are coming about. So keep doing that too. Okay, I think that's enough for. Oh, I want to tell you a story about when I was in high school. So I'll never forget this. It was my senior year, and I was doing well, and we had like I think a Saturday practice. I was just not in the mood. So I'm making my teammates laugh. I'm not listening to the coach. I'm kidding around, whatever. And my coach was seriously. He looked like Mario Brothers Luigi, like a little guy, short Italian guy, but like a great coach. He's like, Dusak, take off. And I thought he meant like running suicides. He goes, no, the school. So we only had, thank God, a 2-level school. So I had to go run the hallways, down the steps, run the other hallways, up the steps, and just keep doing that until he told me to stop because my attitude, because it would stunk. So he pulled me aside, and I remember he grabbed me by my arm, because you could do that back then. He grabbed me by my arm, and he pointed into my face, and he's like, I don't care whether, like in a roundabout way, he said, I don't care whether you like it or not, or you even know it or not. You are a leader, and your teammates look up to you. How you play, how you, like your attitude, he said, your attitude, they feed off you. So if you're going to goof around, they're going to goof around. And whether you like it or not, you set the tone for practice and games. So change your attitude and get back out there. And it was like, it hit me. I'm like, yeah, to me, these are just my friends. I never thought about that, but then I really thought about that. And I went out there and practiced, and I changed. And the whole tempo of practice changed. So one bad apple, even though you're the star, you're the leader, whatever, can ruin everything. So don't be the bad apple. Be the inspiration. All right. So, team pregame rituals. What are you doing before your games? My son, and I can pick on him, the one Saturday game, it was like a crappy day in Pittsburgh. He's still laying in bed. I go, I can't tell you what I say, but like, I'm like, get out of bed. What are you doing? You play in a half hour, whatever. And he's laying there. And guess what he did? He stunk it up. He stunk that day. And I told him. And he knew it. Because I don't sugarcoat things here. So, what are you doing before your games? And this goes, I would say like an hour before. But what are you doing the night before your games? Here's the thing. Where is your uniform? Is it hanging next to your bed? Are your shoes next to it? Or is your water bottle? Or all your undergarments? Or your socks? Or your shoes? Everything that you need to play the game should be together in one area, and you should be able to look up at it and know this is my pregame ritual. It starts with a hanger in your uniform. So where's all that? That should be hung up the night before so you can see it. Secondly, the day of, an hour before, where's your mind? Are you still playing video games? Are you still texting your girlfriends or your friends? Where is your mind 1 hour before the game? It shouldn't be in any of that. You should start, well, first of all, you should have your own little playlist. What songs get you pumped up before your game? Make your playlist. You should start, if you want to lay in bed, you can lay in bed. You can do sit-ups, you can do push-ups, you can jump up and down, whatever you want to do. You should start to listen to some type of music. If, like, you are religious and you like to meditate or say a prayer, something before your game. You just start to visualize. You can lay in your bed, visualize the entire game in your head, from tip off to how you dribble, how you shoot, how you pass the ball, your foul shots. Watch your waving goodbye into the hoop. Swish. This is all pregame ritual. If you don't have it, it's going to show on the court. So, that's very important. It's just as important, like right before the game. Where's your water bottle? This shouldn't be happening. No parent should be like, get this. You should have everything together. Water. You should be getting your own water in your water bottle. This is part of pregame ritual. That sets the tone for your game. So, we went over attitude, energy, and pregame ritual. Now, your bonus or your challenge is, I want you to make a pregame ritual. Start it this week. Start hanging your uniform up, putting it together in the same place with everything you need next to it. So when your parents are like, it's time to go. Well, first of all, you should know when it's time to go. You should be telling your parents, let's go. And then you just take it and you go. You're not running around like crazy. And if you don't have a song playlist, make a playlist for yourself and call it like pregame ritual or pregame, whatever you want to call it. Just get some songs that fire you up and have some meaning to you. Not everybody else, to you. And I have a bonus for you. And this is a personal bonus. As you know, I have a little passion for basketball. So back in, I think, high school, I wrote this poem. I used to write poems all the time. But I typed it out in college. This is how old it is. You can't even see the ink. But I'm going to read this to you, and you're going to understand a little bit better behind my craziness. All right. My first true love. I can't even, the ink's almost disappearing. It all started in the first grade. My first experience of falling in love. There wasn't a day that we weren't together. The two of us were like hand in glove. If it be during recess or after school, no question, together we were found. I never needed much of anything as long as we were hanging around. When the day was warm and the sun was shining, down to the basketball courts we would go, endless hours spent together as we would run to and fro. Once the temperature dropped and it started to snow, our fun was never put on hold. Down to my basement, we played to keep warm. We were inseparable, I was told. To this very day, we are still together. I don't ever see an end to it all. My first love will always remain in my heart, for my first love is my basketball. Oh, I'm going to cry. It is. And I know yours is too. So love it and just keep going. Get your attitude right, your energy right, get a pregame ritual, and I will see you next week.